I do. So here's one of the joys of riding an adventure bike. No motor vehicles, 22nd of August to 31st of May. Which is actually today, that's probably okay. And the only thing I'm wondering is just how heavy my bike is. Let's see what this says. Please be aware that you are entering private land that is used for motorsport activity. Please be aware you may encounter vehicles at speed. You must keep to the registered signed public rights of way network at all times. Keep clear of wind turbines, danger of death and risk of falling ice. Failure to do so may result in prosecution for trespass and may result in death or serious injury to yourself or others. You are here entirely at your own risk. This site is covered by 24-hour monitored CCTV. So, what do you do? The only thing I'm kind of concerned about is just the weight of the bike and if I can get a turnaround. I am fully laden down. That said, oi, that is gravelly as fuck. Slippery as fuck up there, actually. But nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I've got the right tyres for it. So it's just a bit heavy. She is all over the place. Morning. Oh, this is interesting. Private property, keep out. Dangerous activities in progress. Do you know what? I never fucking knew this was here. Never had a clue that this was here. And this right here is one of the joys of having one of these bikes. I'm going to literally pull down a street and this is here. And private property that we're allowed to use, which is pretty awesome. This gravelly shit, just keep your weight low. Let the bike do what it needs to. Wow. Wow, look at that. So we can go over there as well, by the looks of it. And I'm kind of thinking, wouldn't it be rude not to go and have a quick look? Oh. I wish I didn't have all of my Scotland gear on the bike and just be a little bit lighter, because if this thing falls over, I'm got a shitty job trying to pick it up. That bee that just hit me in the shoulder under my lid was the size of a sparrow. Look at these, there are just roads everywhere. I can't begin to tell you how unusual this is in the UK. I mean, there's literally a handful of places that I know of after years of searching that you can actually travel off-road on. You can do a little bit of off-roading. I mean, yeah, look, I know this is a gravel track and a fire road, and it's not really some people's idea of off-road. It looks like there's some mud tracks in there you can probably get off-road on. But anything without a paved surface is worthy of a look and a bit of adventure. I never in a million years expected to find this coming out this morning. I went out to have a look at some Top Gear roads, and yet I found this. This is bizarre. But how cool. A little lake down there. And I'd imagine you could camp up here if you really wanted to. Not that I'm suggesting I will now test out my tent. So this place is open from the end of May to the 21st of August by the looks of it. Looks like there's about 6 weeks worth of roaming around up here you can do. And I never knew that. I wonder, is it because it is kind of a working type area when, you know, throughout the rest of the year, do they kind of take the summer off maybe? Some nice squirrely kind of roads up there as well that you can probably have a look at. And with a less laden down bike you could probably go and do that. I think I want to kind of go and have a look at that lake. It looks like a nice spot for a picture, to be honest. Yeah, just shit myself as my front tire steps sideways. The easiest way will be to get a little reverse down here. Although having said that, I want to know what those cones are doing up there now. Through the worst of this squirrely shit. Oy, oy, oy. So it looks like a nice view over here actually. It looks like just miles and miles of forest tracks. That's worthy of a snap there, I think. How awesome. Oh, and there's a bird of prey down there, flapping about, looks like a big buzzard. Yeah, so there's my bike pretty much laden down with stuff. I'm hoping a kid on a motocross bike doesn't kind of belt around the corner and take me out. It's not the kind of taking out I'd be up for, in fairness. Ay, ay, ay. How awesome is that? There's just miles of it. That's pretty cool, I have to say. And the bike is performing quite well. Even with it's only past 9 on a Sunday morning. Nice and quiet. I imagine the hangover brigade are still in bed, thankfully. This is going to take a bit more exploring, I think, without all the gear on. But I have to say, even laden down, she's doing the job. She's probably doing the job. This chain is quite heavy. That's quite bulky. Trying to be kind of extra sure about this staying on. Back on there. Yeah, seems to be holding quite nicely, really. Yeah, I'm happy. The only thing I think I may change actually is this screen. I'm tempted to go back to the OEM plus lip. Still got this fucking general failure on my dashboard as well from the horn. I'm not sure whether that needs a new relay or something. Now the thing is, I could probably do a turnaround in the road reasonably safely. But you know, one of those things where when you're on your own, it's just not worth taking the risk. Now the other thing is, how the fuck am I getting out of here? Oy, oy, oy. That's nasty. Brilliantly, I'm stuck in a whole waterfall of shit stones that have come down off the side here. I kind of naturally pushed to the outside of a corner. That makes it quite difficult to cross them. I'm having visions of the bike sliding sideways. There we go, I see my exit point. Now the question is, just how do I get in here so I can get back out again? Because the other thing is, I don't have my sat nav today. That's gone back to Garmin. Let's get some revs up. Trust the bike to go where I want it to. Now, I think I took one turn at a crossroads down here. But I have to say, I'm quite bloody happy just finding this. Literally in the middle of nowhere. So you don't see these things advertised, that's for sure. And the government and their respective agencies for forestry and environment and all the rest, they're not really keen on motor vehicles and people enjoying themselves. And I don't know what damage you could do up here really. Not a lot. However, the owner of this private land, I commend you. You, sir or madam, are a legend. I think if I had some land like this, I think I'd be happy to do the same as long as people had insurance or indemnity. As long as they know if they hurt themselves, that's their fault. Have at it. Go enjoy yourself. Just realising the wind may be quite bad with that visor up, so I'll take it down. Yeah, I think I took a turn up here somewhere. Maybe. Yeah, down here. I'm kind of half expecting some enduro bikes to come belting up the road at 60-70 miles an hour. This heavy gravel stuff is a bit shit. Moderate with the back brake a little bit. Oh, I think it was down here. Was it not? I never for one second thought there'd be so much up here that I had to keep track of the turns I took. But I think this is it. I think we're okay. So this is properly up in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. There's the little road in, which was just kind of rather innocuous. Just didn't look like much. Small little residential street, and that's it. You're up in the mountains, and legally too. It's not unheard of for the police to come chasing in their cars and 4x4s and then take out the okay, that obviously wasn't the right turn, and then take out the helicopter. So you know, to find somewhere like this where you've got explicit permission is superb. The only problem is, how the fuck do I get out of here? I need my army engineers or logistics mate. Of course I can't tell him that because he's got a GS, so clearly that would become a GS versus KTM kind of story. Now, the question is, okay, let's carry on a little bit. Where's that walker? You can't have gotten that far on a mountain. Public right of way ahead, that sounds about right. Here. Byway. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is it. Had to cross this little sketchy bit to get in. So, KTM wins the day again. That's just for you, Campbell. This is one of the other reasons to do a little bit of off-road if you can. I don't like the feel of how much the bike moves on this kind of heavy gravel stuff. However, it'll move and keep going. So as long as you're not kind of cracking the throttle open and forcing the bike to step sideways, it pretty much corrects itself. And And actually the bike moving around is a good thing. Recalibrates your body balance and tempers that kind of fight or flight kind of feeling you get. So if it does if your back wheel does kind of move half an inch on a bit of white paint on the road, you're less likely to shit yourself, which is always good, because kind of emptying your boots out at the end of a long day can be a difficult process. But yeah, there you go, there's the road on the way in. Literally just end of civilization, start of good roads for messing about on. So nice little surprise, there you are, and I'll leave that there. What a nice little surprise that was. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.